For your mom, when you're not a counseling time with Counselor D.Y. Donkoh Sesisia, and Ubeka Iansa, I will live stream in Nasia Mehuse Amam for right on Facebook. The topic interesting. It says identifying your soulmate. Nanka so dear mate for home. So Nanka so nipa yaka nipa cry as body, soul, and spirit. It is so dear Nanka chase eno dear shada lete rakata sete into a yaden yenyan mate. But tonight we're going to find out how to identify your soulmates. Coming home now, yeah, my counselor. Counselor.
Yes.
We thank God for tonight, and we're praying that God indeed takes over. Tonight,
no
the topic says identifying your soulmate.
Yeah.
Identifying your soulmate. Papa, identify your soulmate.
Yes.
A man for a share woman soulmate.
Yeah.
But a bit more day woman phone not to flight mode. A man for a friend send your baby woman sabeka soulmate. But people are not getting. How are we going to identify our soulmates when we have 8 billion people on this planet? Fireko.
Yedi can be chiao.
Ejoso.
And I'm a chia a tea for near shefo.
Right.
Now, Vala, we ain't yes, what I like is not what probably you like.
That's true.
There are times in your life when you meet people are brabum. But because you are looking somewhere else, you can actually lose them.
Okay.
So you see, we have the will of God.
Right.
And then every man has been given the right to control or enjoy his will. So God has actually created every man as a free
agent,
moral agent. In other
That's
words,
right.
you can also make your choice. In all your ways, acknowledge me. Then I will direct your path. In other words, I've given your right to you.
Right.
I've given your will power to you. Mama will pay. The open or the fire so person be boa there, acknowledge me.
That's it.
So at say when you the ultimate God has the right to establish and plant someone in your life.
That's
Nevertheless, it's even that which God want to actually give you or bestowed upon you, you can actually decide that you don't want it. When you are going for a soulmate is somebody you bond with, somebody you want to build with, somebody you want to share the rest of your life with. Now, when it comes to this two medium, just understand that number one, God make choices for people.
Okay.
And also men can make a choice for themselves. Also giving you this brings your table will not be taken for granted, will not be abused, will not be brushed off. Because when you meet me say, dear Medine by your friend Valerie, this is how she looks like. Dear Medine by your friend DY Noko, this is how the person is. Now, if I don't train you and build you through the process I take you through, you're going to be a burden to the person. So what God does is that sometimes when it comes to soulmate, sometimes what you go through and you say that it's too much for you, sometimes God is the one who is building you. But see, we don't actually most often ask God that through the challenges we are going through or the challenges we are going through, is it his will? No, because challenges that's
it.
We wish that life will be soft. Life will be easy. Life will be something we enjoy and not endure. And I say, what I say, the problem we have is that number one, let's understand that before God brings you God, I'm using God, brings you a soulmate, God wants to build you up, take you through challenges, build your capacity so that you can match with the person he's bringing. And yes, sir, baku. Humanly too, even though you are the one going to make choice, just understand that sometimes you will not get the full perfection of the person in picture. So make of and make of Valeria, I have what I call expectation.
Right.
It I mean I make of but who said me na munyina mani swade hu ni se me pe oba osonwa me pa oba oye short me pa oba oye hone ampa mehia bi me hia ni padua no wie ye no so me say wo qualities be I am looking out for. Now so qualities I am looking out for in her, I should also understand as human as I am that I'm not getting all. So that when yourself you go and choose a soulmate, you don't come back and say and you will be na mepe.
Okay.
Because you are not going to get the qualities you are looking for.
That's true.
So number one, let's understand this before I go inside. Nyamidi will be brewa. God trains you, build you to the level of the capacity of the person. That's true. So that you can match up well. You can move with the person well. No one frustrated you because probably God has a mission and a vision for him. Number two, one should go far. Just understand that anything you are going to look for, you won't get all.
Okay.
Some will not be balanced. Some will not be, the right way you expect it to be. Emphasize. Who do you blame? Do you blame yourself? Do you blame God? Or you adjust to it? What do you do? So we are still talking about identifying
your soulmate.
Your soulmate. Now I want to read this.
Okay.
A soulmate is someone who accepts us as a project. So in project.
Of course.
A soulmate is someone who accepts you as a project. Not just say, "One na wo be fa wo no." Yenti ase say, "Adwuma wo me ho pa." Adwuma e wo me ho pa. Na adwuma e wo me ho no is the person ready to help me work it out. Now please understand that what connects you to your soulmate is not looks and must not be looks. And I repeat, what must connect you to your soulmate must not be looks or should not be looks.
But then they say that men are moved by sight, and what they see is what actually pushes them to want to even come to talk to you in the first place. So women are taught to groom themselves properly. Even when we go for Melko meeting, say Esther didn't just go to the king, and that she was kept and preserved, trained and groomed, prepared before she went into the presence of the king. Eti Papa, Uka said we shouldn't look at looks at.
Looks will always fade.
That's true.
And looks will always change.
Right.
Anyway, when we read about Esther,
right,
you can say she took 3 days. 3 days, number one, she fasted.
Okay.
So understand that she was spiritual.
All right.
It wasn't just face. Number two, out of the fasting, God favored her.
Okay.
And we don't talk about it.
Right.
Number three, physically, she looked attractive and beautiful.
Right.
Do you have these 3 things?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So then,
so the beauty was there, but regardless of the beauty and how beautiful she appeared before the king, she had favor. She was not the only person standing before the king. There were other women that appeared before the king. And remember that before she appeared before the king had a wife.
That's true.
Understand that woman was a beautiful woman.
That's true.
Is it Queen Vashti?
Yes, sir.
She was a beautiful woman. But you see, in her beauty, good face, she rebelled against the king without taking the king serious. She took the king for granted. When the king sent a messenger or a servant to her and said, come and display before the people I have. I mean, we were visitors. Come and, so that they will know you are my wife. She sent a message, go tell the king I'm not coming.
Right. So tonight we are saying that in identifying your soulmate, looks shouldn't be paramount.
So listen, that's what I'm saying. Right. So she had the looks that got her married to the king, Queen Vashti.
Yeah.
But she had the wrong attitude, so beauty is not enough.
So
we can say beauty is good, but it's not the most important.
Okay. But it's part of the things that we look at.
Of course, definitely I will look at it, but I must not conclude on it or with it.
Okay. I like that.
When I am looking for a soulmate or I want to be connected to, your face, your beauty should not be enough. Your stature should not be enough. How you look and appear before me should not be enough, because there are more deeper things than outside beauty. Number two, sex should not be connecting you to a soulmate. So, okay. So, sex, for example, he's good in bed.
Right.
He does it well, man. The guy can fuck me. The lady can actually sit on me and ride me and come here. But it's not the most important when you are looking for a soulmate.
See, checking boxes now. That part is also not part of the soulmate identification.
Oh.
So what do we call it when we're going to do NIA verification, identification near there? We are saying say the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, cottage in encounter.
The truth is that
right. Right.
Obi a oye uye won paso de ne hu hia. Na so ne ye beka say wanye uye a obeye den. So just understand that when we are looking for a soulmate, sex is important. How the person might drive me tomorrow is important. But if it comes to a point where you can't get the opportunity to be driven, what do you do? For example, one day because of hospital, doctor say him bibi atoyere, bibi atukunu. So for 3 months one wonder. And I said bibi atukunu ni be mewu. And then a soulmate in a be so ni meeting in count.
Right.
Bibi atoyere. Say want to me no yere in the BM the rest of your life. What becomes of the person? So just understand this, that when you are looking for a soulmate, don't conclude, because I have seen people that can actually jump and say that Charlie get him soulmate. No, send your oneme the chemistry, your sex chemistry. Charlie no be na me pedal.
That's true.
But it's not enough. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
In fact, money should not conclude and say that my soulmate is this man who has a lot of money. Because all my life we are from a poor family. And I've been looking for money.
Ebimo is certified gold diggers.
No, I know.
But because a natural, a personality, like a God-given talent.
Yeah.
Because somebody will tell you critically that I didn't choose my father.
Yeah.
My father is the one who gave birth to me, but I have the right to choose somebody for the next generation to come.
Yeah.
Na yeah, cause we shouldn't look at money. Money and soulmate no.
But also, what we say, we bet me for soulmate. Let's carbon. What for soulmate? No, what that damn pem. But we need you because you say your botaya what the choir. Your aim, your intentions are wrong. For example, me pe soulmate, but me pe skeni. I don't want you skeni. But you realize that there are things you need deeper than money. So the money that happens to be a material something, you can use it to spend on yourself and do everything. But realize that the qualities or whatever you need from the person that makes you to see him or her as a soulmate, you are not getting it.
Okay.
It's not about face, look,
we're
sex.
Talking about looks, sex, and
money. Thank you. Can we move?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we wrote here. I said, when you meet someone who happens to be a soulmate, there is no pretense. Number one. There is no pretense. Me say there is no pretense. There is no usia will be our own. Where wunyame botaye ma wo ana wa na ope and the person is real. You see their authenticity. Okay. You see how authentic they are. You see how original they are. You see how open they are. They don't fake character.
That's true.
They don't fake attitude. They are normal. If you want to say, Ushiana, send your dinner, we are sorry. That is how I am. I don't know. Like, I'm not like that, but I want to. I am free to go. I am ready to move. I am ready to talk. So, number one sign that this is a soulmate, either from God or you made the choice, they don't pretend. They don't tell you stories of what they are not. They let you know who they are. Either they are from a poor family or they are from a rich family.
That's true.
Sometimes even those who are from a good family can still pretend, and they will not even let you know they are from a good family.
Okay.
You understand? Right. Nevertheless, they don't pretend they are real. Or who she is, who he is, so that you accept and love them for who they are. That's not right. What they are not. So that later when you get to know them, you go like, no, what happened? But you told me. I never knew it wasn't true.
That's it.
So number one sign that this is a soulmate, they don't pretend.
They don't.
Number
pretend.
two,
no pretense.
No, they don't pretend. They are authentic. They don't pretend. They don't fake. They don't act.
Okay.
Number two, you have an unexplainable deep connection.
Okay.
You have an unexplainable deep connection.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Sometimes once you meet them, you will say outside the house, I don't even know what is happening to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. The first that I met her, I felt something unusual.
That's true.
Unexplainable.
That's it.
You can't explain to me because I said, why do you love Valerie? So I don't know. But the first that I met her, I felt like, no, this is the person I'm looking for. Mamika Bibi, the Entuaso. Baby any more about our pen or but baby any bema our pen.
That's true.
And I want to say it again. Bema ye mema. Ye nam koba nyina. So pemma. So pemma. Send your wotibia. Bema be any more ba open. But ma munim bema open. The reason is that me namu nyina ma bien tiko. Any mediswari minim dia mepe. To obey to minim ma be 15, 20. It depends on the strength. Ada still namu ojeja we koba nyina oshia ko bi anu waka. So no, this is what I'm looking for. Now, wo sister, why you obey nyina asinioma? Kaka ya onsa. Wesi jinx. One way duane. Watch sika. Why bibia? And then you still complain say, na me ye bibia man on na so. Me hu ne ba ya. Emma wujame ho. It is because every man knows what he's looking for. But when you meet a soulmate, you can't explain the feeling, the connection. The moment you meet them, something connects you, and it's a deeper connection you can't explain. As I sit here, you can't explain it.
That's true.
So Adam sorry, and Adam could not explain the woman.
Counselor, your friend in Kwadai, I just want to bring you back to senior high school where these children are all over the place. You know, it's their first time. Majority of the time, no, your friend a puppy love. You get it? It's unexplainable. Ohun branon, openasem. Majority of the time is the first love kind of thing. Can the person automatically say because of the way they're feeling and how they're feeling, they can say for a fact that that is their soulmate.
Oh, elementary school session.
I
know. I know. Who's that young girl this guy now? Young girl this guy now wanting who jai infatuation. It is called I feel high. It is not love. When we say it is what she will be now pen and but I know.
Right.
But sister, we are 16, 17 to a virgin. 15, there be 12 no breaking. 18, or a virgin. The way the guy talks.
Right.
The things the guy say that makes her feel good. Makes her feel good. Right. Because she feels like this is the guy. When we say, Oshia Bema, remember be 3-4 nepeno. Babako kasa ope, the language of her ears.
Okay.
Eti kasa ope tieni bi no watie.
Right.
But and that is why most of the time women are moved by what they listen to and what they hear.
So when we are saying an unexplainable deep connection, what unexplainable deep connection are we talking about?
To meet a soulmate is a spirit. A spiritual.
See, all of these things, you have to know where you are standing so that you don't assume also feeling is an unexplainable feeling. So that unim say I'm finding my soulmate, this is my soulmate, and this is how to go about it.
I like that.
Right.
Okay. Number one, remember when I started, I said sometimes God builds you up for the soulmate. Soulmate, she was already matured and responsible. Regardless of the challenges in the garden, they were mature two people. Right. So that should understand you that soulmate is not for those who are children. It's for matured-minded, mature people. When you're ready, you can't beat a soulmate like that.
Okay.
Then that will be a lastful desire.